Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome again to day 29. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that I am close to the finish line. Isn't that wonderful? It's really, really wonderful. And I could only have achieved that with you guys being there to support me. Oh, welcome again. So, today we are going to be talking about meal prep. So, meal prep after chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and surgery. And that's for anything. It doesn't matter what you're going through, whether you're going through hardships or whatever it is, you need to have that to look after your body. So, your body is key, important to give it the nutrients that it needs so that it can work for you. It can work for us. It can heal because it needs to heal. It needs to do the job, but we need to give it the nutrients that it needs to do so. So, welcome again. My name is Verna Hayward, and this is the Unstoppable Life with Verna Hayward. So, today I just want to encourage you that as you listen, we'll bring you some good nuggets so that you can take that on board. I have with me Joel Stewart of OHS Optimal Solutions, and he is really keen on nutrition and diet and all of that. Not diet where you're losing weight, but diet that you're eating the good food that would really help to support you. So thank you everyone for joining in with us today. For those of you on Instagram and on YouTube, I want to thank you for being here with us. And please leave any comments. We can respond to your comments as we go along, and we will try to make this because these are in-depth conversations, and we want to pass along as much as we can. So we hope we can give you the full hug today. If not, then we will have to come in and do that maybe on a second round. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring Joel in. But I want you to know that one of the reasons why I decided to do this is about creating a community that we can be there to support one another. And what I like about it as well is the comments that you have been giving me, the feedbacks that you guys have been giving me. Some of you are trying out the recipes, some of you are saying how informative it is. So, and that's what we really want. We really want to know how it is working for you. And feel free to ask questions as well. So, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to write them down, give us a call, or connect with us on Facebook and on Instagram. So you can connect with Joel on these different platforms as well. So here we are with Joel, and Joel is here. So thank you, Joel, for being here with us again. I just want to invite you to tell the audience. I told them a little bit about you, but I just want you to go in and tell them a little bit more, and then we can get right into the topic.
Okay, thank you so much, Vern. I'm really pleased to be here and particularly being invited a second time round. It was mainly physical and kind of movement, exercise related the last time. But as important, I mean, there are many facets to health and well-being, generally speaking. And I am totally into all aspects. Although I'm coming from a sporting and physical background, being a former international athlete, trained PE teacher, health and well-being certainly has been my passion throughout that sort of period. And I had a major accident many years ago, broke my jaw in several sore places, had to be wired up, and ate and consumed food, ingested food through a straw for about 12 weeks. That is not the way to lose weight, by the way, folks. And I did lose quite a lot of weight as a consequence, but it taught me so much. I learned how to throw my voice. I can see how ventriloquists work as a consequence. But more than that, I learned how to put different, if you like, nutritional food and products together that blended well in terms of the major types. We're talking about, macronutrients being some people say fat is also a macronutrient, but carbohydrates as well as protein, of course. And then micronutrients in terms of nutritional supplements, vitamins, minerals, and the like. And subsequently, since then, phytonutrients, even smaller trace elements. All these are important in terms of for our soul food. And I'm talking 40 years ago to now. So I've got lots of experience of that. And I have several programs, podcasts on health and well-being. I've been doing that for a couple of years, and I've been a radio presenter talking actually about health and well-being for many years, but music as well. In fact, 15 years ago, I was husband with CA and FM. So today, I'm going to try to share with you some of, if you like, my principles in terms of food, both food preparation as well as your attitude towards it, and where and when, and perhaps even how to actually sort of eat. It sounds ridiculous. What's he talking about? I know how to eat. I know how to prepare my food. But imagine you start your day. Nurturing and nutrition is quite close together, I would say, both in terms of the word itself. But I'm not being so precious when I say, I wouldn't say my body is a sort of temple, but it is. And
It
coming
is.
from an athletic and a religious background, certainly that is
Yeah.
my view, and therefore I want to look after it. And I've got no compromises as far as I'm concerned when it comes to actually nutrition and getting good food as part of that. I'd rather not have a good jacket or trousers or go to the movies, but I will definitely have good food. That's my attitude. Always has been. Growing up on a farm in Jamaica, always been close to food and how and where it comes from. That really, really is important. Principle number one, I would say, is definitely, you must have heard this, eat the rainbow, meaning eat a wide variety of different colors and different fruits, different vegetables as part of it. The second thing I would say is, as a principle, make sure that you're following a type of diet that I would say one of the most researched diets in the world has been the Mediterranean diet. I'm not suggesting that's what you do. There's vegan, there is mainly sort of protein, there's this, that, and the other, and so forth. However, that particular diet is pretty well established in terms of almost kind of 50% fruit and vegetables part of it, maybe 25% protein, or perhaps a little bit more. Make sure you have oil, good oil. Now you can get that not just from, I'm not talking about cooking oil, I'm talking about oils that you get from seeds and nuts, as well as a fabulous source is avocado, which is both a fruit as well as a vegetable. Love avocado. That's one of my go-to vegetables. And so treat your body as well as your attitude towards food as if you're doing yourself a favor and you're really, protecting yourself at the same time, nurturing yourself when you do start preparing. And thirdly, I mentioned variety. Most people have pretty much the same breakfast, a similar breakfast each morning, or late morning, or early morning. But very few people would have exactly the same evening meal day after day. I mean, most people would change their meals on a daily sort of basis. And I've got loads of different plans. But there's no way I would eat the same breakfast more than 2 mornings on the trot. Why? Because I want a wider range of different like food sources, and whether I'm talking about cereals, which when I say cereals, I'm talking about not just cereals, I'm talking about nuts as well as dried fruit when I mix with my cereals. I'm going to just pause there for a moment. Just want to allow that to sort of sink in. I want to show you something practical in a minute, but I'm just going to pause there for give Verna an opportunity to jump back in.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to second you because avocado, I love avocado.
Okay.
Is you get your omega from that. So I
Hmm.
really, really love avocado, and I love that you talk about the oils. Avocado oil is quite
Hmm.
good to use on your salads and things like that. I even have things like oh gosh, what you call that? I can't remember the name right now, but it's quite expensive.
Okay.
Um, uh, truffle oil.
Truffle. Okay.
Yeah,
Oil from
truffle oil. I
truffles.
got
Yeah.
some because I, in my research, I was researching about what I can get to heal my body with cancer and everything. Truffle oil was one of the oil I came across, and
Mhm.
and also your olive oil as well. So the
Mm,
olive oil, most olive oils are full of other things. So you want to
mm,
get. I had specific oils that was recommended that
mhm,
came from either Italy or Greece or Spain, where you
mhm.
get in the really high nutrient polyphenol. You understand? So you're getting rich polyphenol,
Absolutely.
especially if you grow in volcanic. On a volcanic island, like in Tuscany, they have like the
Mm,
volcano there, and so when you get the oil that come from there and is cold pressed, so it's coming from the tree. They pick it from the
mhm,
tree to the factory, from the factory straight into bottles. Okay, so
mm,
there is no transportation or going anywhere. You're getting the real source, and it's
mm.
really helping to nourish and give you that loving care and bloom. You see your skin. See my skin? Right. So there's that bloom from that you're going to be getting to really give you that endurance. And you talk
Mm,
about seeds. I think we need to look at our body like a garden. you know, I
mm.
remember I remember hearing a pastor spoke. Miles Monroe, his wife went to do some shopping, and he didn't like a particular dress that she bought. He didn't like the color. He didn't like how it fit
Okay.
on her. So she said, "Okay, cultivate me, cultivate
Okay.
you." Cultivate me. If I'm your garden, then you need to cultivate the garden. You want to see the
Mhm,
garden look good? Cultivate the garden. And I was like,
mhm,
wow.
mhm.
So what you were saying is that if you want to see me dress well and what you want to see me in, then buy it.
Right,
Put your
right.
money where your mouth is. So your body is a garden. You have to see that. So
Mm,
you have to feed it. If you want it to serve you well, you have to
mm.
feed the garden. You have to
Absolutely.
nurture the garden. So I just
Yeah,
want to bring that in, there.
absolutely. Because I love the way you're putting that, and for sure, it is a sanctuary when you are preparing your meal. And growing up once again in the Caribbean, Jamaica in particular, on a farm, that image is always there, and you're so close to sort of nature. Literally, you can walk and just pick low
Pick.
hanging fruit, or let me show you. I'm going to change cameras in a moment. What I'm preparing for this evening's meal, um, because I think it'll demonstrate. Hopefully, I can just switch cameras. Where is the ability to do that? Um, Normally, ah, I don't see I see stop cam, but control.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
I
Have you?
haven't.
You haven't done that before.
No, I haven't done that before.
All right. This is like something on Zoom. It's quite easy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just switch cameras.
Is it
Let
where
me
you
see.
have to do present? Is that where
Oh, I
can you
see.
see
I'm just
present?
going to settings. I've got it. I think I've got it.
Okay.
I'm
Right.
just going to switch cameras.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I can see that.
Okay. You can see now? Okay. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just going to take this tea cloth off. And you might not be able to sort of see me, but
Mm-hmm.
This is a mix. This is a stir fry, basically, that I chopped up. But I've added additional things like let's see, broccoli, um,
Mm-hmm.
caulif- cauliflower, um, and different types of peppers. And I
Yeah.
love pak choy.
Pak choy.
Oh,
Yeah.
gives a real flavor. And lots of greens. Sugar snaps,
Yeah.
gives it a bit more sort of flavor. And later on, I'm probably going to be using some sweet
The sweet
potato,
potato. Yeah.
boil that. And you may not be able to see the plantain there, but
Yeah.
that's
Mm-hmm.
plantain. That's a split.
Okay.
And in addition, I I didn't have enough orange when I've got some carrots there, but I didn't have any orange pepper. So I've got some dried. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I can see that dried apricots and
Apricots, right? And I
yeah.
cut them, and everything I cut up quite small. I've also and then mix it in to
Mm-hmm.
the actual stir fry itself. And I've
Yeah.
even got some dried. These are blueberry. No, these are cranberries. I've
Yeah.
got I've got some cranberries I've cut up in there, and I may put some blueberries. I may add. My wife likes it a bit sort of spicy, so I'm going to put some chili flakes on as well as part of that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
mix it all in. I might even, if I'm in the mood, put some ginger or garlic,
Mm-hmm.
and that I can either
Yeah.
do that fresh, or
Yeah.
I will just use grated and powdered sort of stuff. Mix it all together. That's enough for
Mhm.
actually for 2 days.
Yeah.
Because if I cook now with some brown rice or some other types of sort of quinoa or other
Mm-hmm.
types of sort of carbs, that is enough
Mm-hmm.
for I split that into two, put into another container, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely. And this is what I use. Olive oil is extra virgin olive oil from Italy, cold pressed.
Okay. Yes.
I'm not advertising where it's from or who it's by. I'm just telling you
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I've been using for years. Oh, and I've got some wonderful shiitake
Mushrooms.
mushroom
Yeah.
chopped up in
Yeah.
there as well. So,
Yeah.
and it takes time to do that. But as you're doing it and as you're cutting it up, and I tend to use either a sharp
Scissors.
scissors
Scissors.
or one of these. I don't even know what it's
Oh,
called, but it's
yeah. A
absolutely
chopper.
brilliant at
Yeah.
chopping up nuts. And
Yeah.
for breakfast, you can't see this, but there
I
is
can
just
see
so there is just so much seeds in terms of linseed. There's what's that black and white
pumpkin
pumpkin seeds.
seed, and then you
Um,
have your chai seed.
Chai. There's
Chai. Do
this
you have like
goji
flaxseed?
berries,
Yes.
blueberries, all dried.
Yeah.
That is part of my breakfast, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
preparing that, I know that it sort of takes time,
Mm-hmm.
but once you've got it in your head, I'm doing this for, I'm not just doing this for one breakfast, and this is this is probably going to last a month, okay?
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
idea to cook or prep for a couple of days in the case of the stir fry.
Yeah.
I buy a pack in a sort of supermarket. I tend to like the Chinese or the Oriental type ones, and then
Mm-hmm.
I only use half of that, and I mix in
Yeah.
other ingredients. And so after
Yeah.
2 days, I will use the other half. So that's four
Yeah.
days worth from that
Mm-hmm.
one pack plus additional things. And
Yeah.
the whole process of preparing it, cooking it, and I do most of the cooking in our household, bring it to the table, sit down, and I like just to relax. Maybe have a glass of wine, red wine,
Mm-hmm.
and chill as sort of part of it. Have a decent sort of conversation, how your day's been, and reflecting on things, and that helps. even more when you're looking out. You can't see. I'm going to switch my camera back
Yeah. Yeah.
to me and close. Hopefully this. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So I can see, yeah.
you can't quite see, but I've got maybe it's very light. That's through to the living room behind me,
Mm-hmm.
dining room, living room,
Mm-hmm.
and almost a wall of sort of glass, but windows,
Yeah.
etc., into the garden, and the dining tables are right next to that. And so I'm in a really nice environment, nice sort of space. That's all part of that. Just showing you that um, where you eat, and if you are sitting down on a sofa or a settee and watching TV with a tray, okay, that's you can do that. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, it's much nicer if you create a space, and you probably can't hear, but
It's a sacred.
there's some really nice music, very
I could hear
chilled.
it in the background. I could hear it in the
In the
background.
background.
Yeah.
I didn't put that on. My wife was stretching and meditating earlier on
Yeah.
the other side of the room, and she's actually left it on. And our cat loves that music as well. It really calms her. So we keep it
Yeah.
on. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll
Mm-hmm.
pause. Oh, let me just cover this food. Let me cover this food.
Yeah. So I can, prepping takes a while. I can see most people might think, oh my gosh, this take a long time. It's so much work. But when you're prepping, it's like you're beginning to enjoy. You're beginning
Hmm.
to enjoy the whole journey of your food preparation.
Hmm.
So you're taking it all in, and your mouth beginning to water because you're waiting for that taste. Your taste, but you're waiting to sit down to
Hmm.
really enjoy it. And yes, because everything in there is going to be beneficial for your garden. It's like you
True.
being outside
True.
in your garden. And as you
Yeah.
say, having the environment where you're going to be sitting down and eating that meal is such an important thing. So
Mm,
you want to, I know we tend to like eat like fast food for convenience. I'm not saying you
mm,
can't eat any of those, but there are times when you really need to take the time, especially when you go through different types of illnesses. You
mhm,
really need to take the time to hone in that craft and really work on doing so. So
mm,
yeah, so as you say, you talked about a sanctuary. So would you
mm.
say the kitchen is your sanctuary?
Um, it's becoming that. I
Yeah,
hesitate because there's so many really nice spaces within. We've got a really open plan sort of ground floor.
yeah,
We've got a study, living room, dining. This is the kitchen bit, and it's all on one sort of level, and I could just sort of walk
yeah.
around, and it's there. Um,
Hmm.
but outside, we've got a conservatory, and that is like an additional room in the garden at the end of the garden. And that I love doing craft and creative sort of stuff. And my wife also meditates and stretches down there. So that is a bit of a sanctuary too. But definitely,
Hmm.
this
Yeah.
space
S-
is quite a nice
So
space.
yeah, so in other words, you're bringing the outside inside, so you can really
Exactly.
enjoy. Not only are you eating nature, you're also eating nature in nature. So
Mhm.
so you're really
Exactly.
getting all of that because when you look at the mixture that you have created, that makes
Mhm.
it so inviting because of the colors. So you have
Mhm.
everything. It make it appetizing. Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you can make the food appetizing, then it just gives you all the things that you need. Because you talk about sweet potato, you talk you might add some sweet potato, and sweet potato is what it packed with antioxidants and vitamins. I love
Right.
sweet potato. So
Mm.
one of the things that I found when I was during my recovery is purple sweet potatoes. And purple sweet
Mm.
potatoes have not purple as in just the purple skin,
Mm.
actually purple on the outside, purple on the inside. So it's really packed with nutrients fighting cancer and killing cancer cells. So it's
I
really,
agree. I
really good.
wish I could get hold of that. The taste is also beautiful,
Uh, I
and
got
it's
some from the market. I got some from uh what you call it, farmers market. I got some from the
farmers
farmers
market.
market.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got
yeah,
to go to Brighton to actually sort of get that. But it's really,
yeah,
I'm glad you sort of mentioned that, because you've got to take your time and
hmm,
source your food
yeah,
and know what's going to be
yeah,
good for you. And
yeah,
it is a journey in terms of any sort of recovery or just maintaining your health. And
hmm,
sometimes you've got to take sometimes it's a small steps. You can't do it
yeah,
all, and
no,
so forth. And you've got to celebrate some of the victories, small victories that you might gain through that process.
hmm,
So I would suggest to people, maybe just focus on your breakfast, just one
yeah,
meal,
hmm,
and change a few things as sort of part of that,
yeah,
rather
yeah,
than everything else. And maybe, I don't know, you're probably going to say this, maybe sort of commit yourself to planning, not just one day, but
no,
perhaps
yeah.
looking at the whole week, and mix it up, so that you have got that sort of variety. I mean, I think that's
Yeah,
what I
you
would.
have to like explore,
Mm,
explore. Use eat food that excites you. There's nothing
mhm.
worse than eating something that doesn't excite you. I remember being in the hospital one day, and they brought me some carrots, and it was just watery. It was just almost like
Oh,
they left it in water, and I just couldn't eat it because there was no taste,
mm,
absolutely no taste whatsoever. So I didn't eat it. You know what I mean?
mm,
So
mm.
it's important for you to do that. So have a bit of variety and really blend. And if there is something you don't like, there is always a substitute.
Or an
You know,
alternative,
there's a
yeah.
subs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an
Mm,
alternative. So you really need to do that. So it's um it's really encouraging when you can do that, because what you're doing, you're not just eating for eating's sake. It's like,
mhm,
if we talk about the garden. A farmer don't just go and plant for planting's sake. Farmer knows exactly what he's planting, what
mhm.
his soil can take, and he
Right.
knows why. He knows he's going to get a good produce. It's the same
Mhm.
thing. We talk about the body being a garden. So if you don't look after it, who else will look after it for you? We can't.
Indeed. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. We can't look after
Okay.
it for you. So as Joel says, commit to a meal prep day. So if you commit to a meal prep day, you can prep your food for the week, or a couple of days, or whatever the case might be. Right now, I'm baking a sweet potato pudding, and I can smell it
Okay.
from in here.
Okay.
Okay, so there's ways you can do things, and so you prep, and then you explore nutrient rich recipes. So find
Mhm.
recipes. I will put some up for you. I put one up the other day with corn, and a doctor email. She sent me a message on LinkedIn to say, "Oh, I've always wanted to know what else I can eat with corn," and it was
Mm.
a corn with kale, avocado, and turmeric. So you had a turmeric
Okay.
dressing to go with the corn and kale and berries. So I could put
Ooh.
berries in there. So so she was going to try it. So I want to know how that went on. And I did
Mhm.
something on your 10 superfoods, and somebody else messaged me to say, "Oh, I tried the kimchi, and oh my gosh, that was so good." How much should I have and stuff so it's really lovely when you can get those feedbacks and everybody can tell you, well, they're really
Mm.
enjoying it. So we just want to give you those things and share your journey with us. Share
Mm.
your journey. So let us know what Joel talked about today, how enticing that is. And seek professional guidance. I'm not a nutritionist. So I studied nutrition when I was doing my degree and when I did
Mhm.
my therapy, but I am not a nutrition, because as a therapist, I needed to know what I can advise my clients, but I would not
Mhm.
say I'm a nutritionist. I
Right.
do a lot of, and it's because, like Joel, I grew up in the Caribbean, so it was in the garden. Everything was in the garden. Go to the
Mm.
garden, get it, bring it in, wash it, cook it. That's
Mm.
how it was. That's how it was. It wasn't
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
going to the supermarket and it's on the shelf there for how many days or whatever the case might be. Visit the
Yeah.
farmer's market.
Hmm.
So where you live, there will be farmers market. Visit the farmers market and
Yeah,
get
we
some
have
things.
that
I
here
go to
too.
Dorchester market and I get
Right.
some. So is there anything else, somebody like Joel who was an athlete and he knows about food and how that helped, as he said at the very beginning, he had a bad accident and he couldn't eat. And his wife, I remember him telling me his wife wasn't around to cook for him. So he got back and he had to do his dissertation, get his dissertation finished, even when he was sick. And he had to learn to feed himself through a straw. So he had to do things that would give him the nutrients. Yes, it made him lose weight, but what it did was strengthen him so he can heal. You understand?
Mm.
So take note of those things. Take note of those things. Nothing is too difficult, but we tend to make it difficult because we think it's hard work. And as Joel says, celebrate the small thing.
I,
Celebrate your
I
progress.
agree with you more, most
Yeah,
definitely. And
yeah.
of course, at the same time, I think it's one of the things I want to leave people with.
Hmm.
Sometimes we can't always get quality nutrients, as it were, and definitely a lot of the products that we eat, even
The
so-called fresh
soil.
fruit and veg, because of
Hmm.
the soil and its
Yeah,
depletion and so forth.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I even when I was younger, I was taking nutritional supplementation, even
Yeah.
though simply because of, if you like, the level I was performing at as an
Hmm.
athlete. It just had to.
Yeah.
And that stayed with me. Even now, I
Hmm.
still take
Hmm.
nutritional supplement because it tops up some of the nutrients that I may not get from certain sort of foods as part of that. And
Yeah.
you need to listen to your body. And
Yeah.
at the same time, when I use the term mindfulness, I think at the last session I was talking about mindful movement meditation.
Yeah. You
Um,
did.
it's not just about just being generally aware. It genuinely is being minding what you're doing and paying attention to how you feel as you
Yeah.
either move, or in this case, as you're actually savoring and eating the food, or as you're sort of preparing. So that is
Hmm.
really important. And anyone wants to contact me or check out, even this is free, 15 minutes or 20-minute one-to-one. I've left my details in the chat. My calendar is actually there. You can sort of book me or get me through LinkedIn. Quite happy to do that. And that's whether that's the physical side in terms of movement
Hmm.
and exercise, or the nutritional sort of intake. Quite happy to help and support you in that. And of course, do your homework. There's plenty of
Yes.
professionals, not just Google, but there are other things on,
Hmm.
on different sort of websites that
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
trusted.
True.
You can,
Yeah.
research and
Hmm.
learn as sort of part of that. And
Hmm. Yeah.
but yeah, so that's why
Yeah.
I'd leave it with.
So yeah. So just remember to close up that your meal prep is not just something to take lightly.
Mm,
It is you. What you're actually doing is crafting a future of strength and vitality, because you
mhm,
need that strength and you need that vitality so that when something happens you can bounce back. It's about you
mhm.
bouncing back and healing very quickly. So just when you're thinking about your food prep, don't think, oh, it's a chore, gosh, I don't really want to do this.
It's
Get some
medicine, but
excitement.
it's good.
Yes.
But it's good medicine. It's not something
Yeah.
nasty. Food is good medicine.
A good medicine. Yes, good
Exactly.
medicine. So Joel, thank you so much for coming and sharing
No,
this with us,
thank you
so that
for
so that
inviting me.
people can see how easy it is to meal prep and how they can
Mhm.
blend things together, how they can blend their nuts and everything, and how they
Mhm.
can have that for cereal and they can have that for breakfast. I
Mhm.
tend to do similar to you, and I tend to mix mine with yogurt, or sometimes
Oh yeah, yeah, I love
I
it, love it.
I mix I get a pink grapefruit because I need the vitamin C. So I get the pink
Okay.
grapefruit and I put the pink grapefruit and a little bit of nuts and stuff, and then put my yogurt with that, and that's like a
Okay.
meal. So it's really
Cool.
satisfying and very, very good. So there are
Yeah.
ways, experiment with your
Oh,
food.
it just reminded me. Chia seeds. That was the seeds I was trying to think of. You know, there's black and white chia seeds.
Yes, yeah,
That is really very potent, and you mix that
yeah,
with my cereals in
yeah.
particular. But you can sprinkle across
Yeah, you can
yogurt as well.
sprinkle, yeah,
Yeah,
pumpkin seeds,
yeah, yeah.
you name it, and all the different type of seeds. Okay,
Yeah.
so thank you so much.
All
We
right.
hope you enjoy this evening, and we look forward to seeing you. Tomorrow is the 30th, and I'll be here with you again tomorrow to celebrate my 30 days of challenge.
Okay.
And
Final
then I'll
day.
come and then and then
Wonderful.
I'll come and
Wonderful.
thank you on the 31st for being here with me. So thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you. And we look forward to seeing you on the next video. If you want to get in touch with me, you can contact me on my email or go on my website and you can contact me there. So thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye,
Take
everyone.
care.
Take care.
Yeah, take care. Oh, that was wonderful.
Okay, good.
Great,
You
great,
just put the
great.
olive
So we
oil
still